Today, I kind of wanted to talk about being confident despite being feminine. I mean, just because you're feminine doesn't mean you're not gonna be confident. I mean, that's a stupid thing to say, but the stigma that comes with being feminine, and when you're a man, you get stared at, people talk about you, people do not want to associate with you as much, they don't want to be seen with you in terms of romantic as well as platonic terms. It's not always the case. People are nowadays pretty accepting, at least in my social circle and the people I am surrounded with, thankfully. However, there are certain people, especially from the older generations, like my friends' parents and everything, who are not as accepting of me. And usually, the only thing they have against me, the dirt they have against me, is that I'm a feminine presenting man. And I don't know, like, I'll somehow like mess up their kid, do black magic on them or whatnot. I mean, this is just a joke, but yeah, it's not like I don't think about these things and they don't hurt me at times. They do have an effect on me, but at the same time, I don't let these things trample my self-image and the way I act, and the way I don't like to alter my behavior just because of your convenience. This is something that I used to do in the past, where I'll be like, oh my god, like I have to hide parts of myself in order to be digestible by people. I don't think so. That's my responsibility anymore. I'm not a people pleaser. I'm much more self-assured thanks to the life experiences that I've gone through. Hard, easy, difficult, whatever. I walk with my head high. Not because there is any sense of like pride or I feel proud of myself or whatnot. It's not about that. It's simply seeing yourself for the way you are. And I don't think so there needs to be any shame or pride in that. You just accept yourself the way you are. Nothing above and beyond. It's just bland. Let's take an example when I'm outside in the public. If I'm in a public sphere and there is a stupid person who is gawking at me, staring at me, I would stare back at them. Not because of any spite, not because of any anger or anything. I'm like, you got eyes, I got eyes too. So if you cannot mind your business, okay, let me stare back at you. I still remember I used to work in sales earlier this year and the past whole year as well. One of this instance, there were a bunch of teenagers, a group of them, and one of the kids was like, oh shit, looking at me while he was outside, right outside my store. And I was explaining how a certain product works and everything. I was like under a sales pitch or whatever to one of the customers. I left the product right there and I ran straight to him and I was like, what's your fucking problem? Do you have an issue? And he's like, why this foodie dude talking to me like that and whatnot? And I was like, I don't care. Just like answer my question. What is your problem? Do we have an issue? You're making me uncomfortable. I'm gonna call the police and I'm calling the securities right now. I went to the front desk. Right there, I reported that issue. By then, those kids have ran away. I'm not saying it's necessary to go and run towards the other person whenever they insult you or whatnot. At times, people are just like, it's not worth your time and it's not worth your energy. But many a times, it's also about your self-respect in a way. I feel like if that day I would not have taken a stand for myself, I would have felt really bad about myself. I would have been like, oh my god, like why did this happen with me and why did this like turn out to be like that? Whereas now that it's gone and I had taken some action right then and there, I don't feel regret. I don't feel bad that this person, XYZ person, said something or made me feel a certain way in the public sphere, or even like in an isolated manner as well. It's just that I took a stand for myself, and that's that. I am not scared of creating space for myself where I feel comfortable. I am going to prioritize my own needs, and I feel like expressing yourself the way you are is one of the fundamental needs of a human being. So what I like to do is walk with my head held high. Oh my god, that was difficult to say. Just carry on with my life. You like me, you do not like me, that is an issue that is yours, not mine. If people are being nosy in my life, I just simply tell them to get a job. If they already have one, I ask them to get another one because they're not busy enough in their own business and they're minding mine rather than their own. And that was it for today's video. I would like to see you guys really soon. Subscribe to my channel if you like this kind of content and like this video as well. Bye bye.